Hello everyone, and my name is Dr. Ozcan, and I am here today to talk to you about keeping yourself safe online as a healthcare professional. Now, myself included, there are lots and lots of us who are using social media for various different reasons. Some of us are using it to spread positive information, others are using it for a bit of fun and making funny videos, but there are quite important rules to stick to. In particular, I will be talking about the GMC guidance as a doctor, but this guidance is applicable for all healthcare professionals working within the NHS. So the most important thing to remember is that if you are identifying yourself online as a medical professional, then you need to disclose your full name. So ideally, it needs to be in your bio of some sort. The standards expected of you as a healthcare professional does not change just because you're on social media. So we need to stick to the same rules as we would at work. So these are ensuring patient confidentiality, respecting our colleagues, respecting our workplace, and make sure that your social media use is compliant with the social media policy at your workplace. It is very common for medical professionals to start using social media to be flagged up by the trust or the practice that they're recording in, and then have their videos taken down. There are some benefits to using social media, and some of these are engaging people in public health discussions, establishing national and international professional network, and 3, facilitating patient access to health information. It goes without saying that you must ensure there are no patient identifiable information either in your video, in the background, or anything that you say. And remember that you might not be using anything that's directly patient identifiable, but you might be giving away short snippets of information that can be put together by a person to identify that individual. And the second thing is respecting your colleagues and your workplace. If in a workplace you wouldn't badmouth a colleague or badmouth the trust or workplace that you're working in, we would expect you to stick to the same standards whilst you're on social media. This also includes things like making sure that your colleagues are happy to be in any of the posts that you create for social media. Don't later come up to you with a complaint. And another thing to touch on, which is something that I individually experience sort of on a daily basis nearly, is patients reaching out to you to ask you for medical advice. This can become very dangerous because sometimes you really want to help out the person who's reaching out to you, but you're not there to take a full history, you're not there to examine them, and essentially you are not their responsible doctor. And if anything goes wrong, you can get yourself in a very sticky situation. So the best thing to do whenever you face this issue is to politely tell the patient that you can't share medical advice over social media and that they should contact their own doctor instead. And you can then signpost them through some NHS websites to help them along the way. If you're publicly using social media, you may be approached by some companies that are asking you to either promote products or put advertisements within the posts that you do. And this is completely okay as long as you declare that you have a financial or commercial interest within that product. And I would just advise that you don't really get involved in products that are making wild medical claims that aren't backed by scientific evidence. So I don't want it to sound doom and gloom because I use social media and I really enjoy interacting with other medics and also non-medics who I feel like I can give them a glimpse of my life as a doctor, and it sort of just breaks that boundary between the profession and the public a little bit in a positive way. But we always have to be careful about how we represent us and the profession and how we maintain patient and colleague confidentiality when we're using these platforms. If you would like to follow me on my social media accounts, I go by the name of Dr. Ezgi Ozcan on YouTube, Instagram and TikTok. Thank you for watching. Bye.
I'm actually here to speak to you about what it means to be a newly qualified practitioner in the NHS. Now, obviously, my experience is as a midwife. So if you're a newly qualified midwife, you've definitely come to the right place. Something that I found very important when I was a newly qualified midwife was keeping a little kind of diary or a notebook of all of the things that I've achieved that day or that shift. you.